So I'm going to start recording. All right, it's recording.
Okay, perfect. So let me just try to do this.
Look at the dog.
Ooh, check that out. It worked, you guys. Okay. Joan, can you give me a thumbs up? You see this, right? Perfect. Okay. Let's do slideshow. Let's see from the beginning.
I'm gonna mute myself too, so you can have full control.
Oh boy, I don't know if you want that. Well, you guys, I'm honored to be on this call. I have a ton of respect for Joan. She's just, Maine, the state, is quite large in diameter, but actually pretty small in terms of population size. So, and my coach is from the other side of the country. So I really didn't know a lot of coaches in the area before meeting Joan. And I just feel like that was a missing piece for me with this business, was finding that camaraderie locally. So, attending the Super Saturdays, obviously huge, right? But I think that beyond that, just like coffee dates and Zoom chats and stuff like that, it just really solidifies, again, why we do what we do. And yes, helping people achieve their fitness goals is amazing. Yes, the money we make is amazing. But you know what? The community is really where it's at. So feeling very fortunate to be on this call. So thank you. So I am here tonight to talk about creating a coaching lifestyle. And as I was trying to come up with a title to this very wordy presentation here, I just wanted to put it all out there. Creating a positive, high-performing, value-added, dream-come-true coaching lifestyle, because that's what this can be, you guys. And I think that if you go into coaching with that mentality, the sky is the limit. I think that it doesn't matter if you're a brand new coach or if you've been coaching for 6 years and you're just looking to finally commit and finally create not just a job for yourself, not just a hobby for yourself, but a true lifestyle out of coaching. So without further ado, it's a little bit of an overview of what we'll go over, but nobody really sticks around on these slides very long. So let's just click through that. So a little bit about me. Up in the top right-hand corner, you will see Cheers to a Fit Life. That is my brand. And with Beachbody or not with Beachbody, that would be who I am. Because I think that, when I first started coaching, I really wanted to be true to myself. And I found that this company is amazing because you can be. In fact, you should be. Because when you're being true to you, you're being authentic and people are being drawn to you. So I think that that's the first thing that I really took in with this business, is that I could be me. So as you can see here, I have kind of like 3 bullet points, because I think when somebody says, who are you and what's your story, you can answer in a bunch of different ways. If somebody is going to ask me who I am, I'm going to say I'm a wife, I'm a mama, I've got a sweet little 2-year-old Cameron, I'm a full-time coach, I'm a fitness freak, I'm a wine lover, and I am the creator of the Fit Life family. On my team, so I've got Team Cheers to a Fit Life, but with my team, I kind of wanted to have that sense of belonging no matter where people were on the downline. I think that we get a little bit lost sometimes, or some coaches do, with which team they feel like they belong to. You're on your coach's team, but you have your own team, and then your coaches are creating teams. So with my team, I kind of got together with the leaders and I said, okay, let's create a family. I want you guys all to go out and make your own teams, but I want everybody to know that no matter where they fall in the downline, they are part of something special. They can always come back home. So if I'm going to describe myself as who I am, I'm usually going to say, one of those first 7 things. But then as I get into describing the type of person that I am, the type of personality that I have, I would use the next line. I love positivity, and I think that that goes a long way with this business. I'm passionate, I'm hardworking, I'm integrity-driven, I'm a leader, and I'm a friend. And then you get down to, all the good, stats and stuff like that, right? So this is kind of a brief overview of kind of who I am as an all-encompassing person. And I just love the heck out of life. I love the heck out of what I do. And I think that we're all very blessed to be here. And I think that that is where a lot of my success, and we all define success differently, but a lot of my success has come from this business, is because I've always done it from my heart, and I've done it from a place of goodness and in being true to all these different characteristics. So let's move on. So, what is the mindset of a high performer coach? My first question that I ask myself literally every day, and I want you guys to ask yourself, and this is not a question like, do you believe in yourself? Yep. No. This is something that you have to really take a second and dig down deep in your soul. Do you believe in yourself? I think that everyone is here because they have this glimmer of hope for what coaching can be for them. But do you believe that you are worthy of it? Do you believe that you will make it happen? I think oftentimes we get stuck right there. We want it, we think we can do it, but there's something that keeps us from crossing that path. There's something that keeps us from busting through that wall. And it starts with believing in yourself. And I'm here to tell you that on the days that I wake up and I tell myself, I'm owning this, I can do this, I want this, and I can do it, those are the days that I go to bed feeling like I was a success that day. And so I think that's the first question. When you want to have the mindset of a high-performing coach, you need to believe in yourself, and you need to believe that you're here for a reason. I love this quote, on the other side of fear is your freedom. It's from You Are a Badass. And that was one of those mind-blowing things that when I read that, I stopped reading the book because I at the time I was reading it, I was still working my full-time job. And if a little plug for Super Saturday for you local Maine folks, but if you want to hear my full story, come to that. But I did have a full-time job beforehand. I managed over 30 employees. I worked at a hospital. And I wanted to leave. I wanted to be home with my son. I wanted to be home with my family. But I was scared, you guys, of what I'm not really sure. Maybe failing, maybe not being able to replace my income. Maybe I don't know what it was, but you know what? When I looked that fear dead in the face and I made that decision and I jumped in, I was free and I felt that freedom. And I'll tell you, the mindset thing comes into play there is once you achieve that goal, it's on to another one. And you just have to keep believing in yourself over and over, no matter what it is you seek to achieve. And I want you to ask, what value do you have to share, to add to the world? Because every single one of us has value. Every single one of us has our own gifts. That's why we're all here. I actually love it. I have a YouTube video commenting back to the excuse that we hear a lot is, well, there's so many Beachbody coaches out there. I can never be a coach. There's way too many coaches, right? I mean, I've heard that a million times. I don't know if anybody else has, but, I always say, yep, and there are a lot of doctors out there, but you choose your doctor because you resonate with that person, or they have gifts that really speak to you, or their personality really speaks to you. And it's kind of like, when you see a commercial repeatedly over and over and over, eventually one thing is going to click and you're going to go back to that one person or that one thing that really resonated with you at the beginning. So because that's based on your value. So when you think about what makes you different from other coaches out there, what makes us as coaches different from other companies out there, it's you. You get to be your own brand. And I think that that's so amazing. And it's so rewarding that when you believe in yourself and when you share your story and you do it in a way that's authentic and is, people are able to connect with you, it's going to make so much difference. So just understand that you do have value to add to this world. And it's so liberating when you finally feel that and when you kind of go with it. So you'll actually see, oh no, I have a typo. Sorry. That's supposed to be unapologetically you. But you'll actually see that spelled correctly in a lot of my posts. Be unapologetically you guys. Like, this is about you. This is about being the person that you are, because that's going to draw people to you. And you know what? Own it. If you're going to be in this business and if you want to grow something of it, and it doesn't matter what your goals are, you may have the goal of being a 15-star diamond. You may have the goal of creating several different business centers. You may have the goal of just hitting Success Club every month. Whatever it is, That's an amazing goal and it's yours. So own it, but you have to believe in yourself first. You have to share and add value with the world, and you have to do it in a way that's authentic to you. So I hope that, having that, being assured within yourself and having that mindset, that's really going to make a huge difference for your business. Um, the perfect combo. This is actually one of my favorite things to talk about. Your heart plus your head equals you. So I am such a believer in this business because I really feel like you can do and you should do all things with love, but you have to be smart about it too. This is a business, you guys, and you have to remember that. So my goodness, when you're reaching out to people and when you're having communication with people and when you're supporting challengers in your challenge groups, you better be loving the heck out of them. They better feel like they are your number one priority and that you have blinders onto the rest of the world because you care so deeply for them. That's our job, you guys. Everyone matters, right? Like that's Beachbody's motto for the year. That's you using your heart and you working from your heart. And honestly, can you say that for a lot of other businesses out there? I don't know that you can, because I feel like with this business, you're always able to work from that love and you're able to do it in a way that feels good to you. But you have to keep in mind that you have to make strategic decisions based on the financial aspect of this business because it is a business. Always put the people to the points. I tell my team that all the time. I don't ever want to hear about Success Club points unless I have people's names next to them. That's you using your heart, right? But when it comes down to, coach placement and volume and things like that you have to be a little bit savvy about, you need to be using your head with those things. So I think that when you can truly work from a place that comes from your heart, but apply it logically to using your head, that's the winning combination. And I think that is a very, very smart way of moving your business forward. I loved this quote: to handle yourself, use your head; to handle others, use your heart. And I think that is so true. To handle others, when you're speaking with your challengers or coaches or whomever it may be, use your heart, handle them as if you'd want to be handled. But when you are trying to figure out, okay, for the structure of my team so that everybody prospers and so that I'm, making sure to hit this rank or hit this, this rung on the leadership ladder, how is this best going to improve my business? It's okay to think that way, you guys. In fact, when one coach does well with Beachbody, everyone does. So I think that when we're all using our head a little bit more in terms of the business strategy, everyone prospers. So just keep that in mind. Love the heck out of people, but make sure you're smart about it too. So from dreams to reality, this is kind of where, I started off my presentation with talking about kind of my wheelhouse, like that positivity, that having that good mentality. And I'm going to shift into actionable steps. And this is a really good shift for me because this is applying things that we can't see and faith and belief and all that and turning them into actionable steps that you can take every day. So I want you guys to think about, so you've got this belief in yourself, right? You know that you can do this, but what is it that you want? I want you to, maybe now if you want to, if you've got a notebook, or maybe later when you're really thinking about this and kind of letting it resonate, be clear about what it is you want in this business. When I first started, I thought I wanted to lose my last 10 pounds of baby weight and get stronger and get a little bit more confident. When I learned about the earning potential, my shift totally changed, or my mentality totally changed. I wanted to not only do that, but I wanted to help other people because I wanted to get home with my baby. That became my want. That became my why. And I got very clear on that. I wanted to be able to leave my job so that I could be home with my son and grow this business. I'm still a business person. I've got an MBA. I love being an entrepreneur. And this business gave me the opportunity to do both of those things. So when I was thinking about what I wanted my future with this business to look like, that's what I wanted. I wanted to grow this to the point that I could leave my job, be home with my son all day, and continue to grow this business. And that's what I got, you guys, because I worked toward something. And I think that's the key is you can't work toward maybe, or you can't work toward, oh, it would be nice. No, you have to have that specific thing that you want and go for it. So personal development, that is where this comes into play hugely. If you haven't read The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, oh my gosh, please go read it right this second. Like, I give you permission to get off the call, right? Joan and I had this conversation about The Secret. I'm not kidding. It works. Like, all I have to say is it works. I actually put it to the test, and it works. Like, if you just truly, if you're clear about what you want, you believe in it, and you just know it'll happen, it happens because you've already said it happens. So The Secret is an amazing book, and it just kind of gives you a different perspective on how to grasp a hold of what you want in the future and make it happen. You Are a Badass was a game-changing, life-changing book for me. The day I finished it, it was a Sunday. I walked into my job that Monday morning and I gave my notice, and I had not planned on doing that before that moment in time. So that was a big one for me. And then Girl Code. I don't know if anybody has heard of the author Cara Alwill-Leyba. She's fantastic, and I've been following her for a long time, previous to Baby, previous to Beachbody, all that. But Girl Code is a great one where The Secret is mentioned. And I know that Joan is really likes Gabby Bernstein, and she's I've not read her books yet, but they are on my list because of Joan. So, I guess a lot of her message has to do with The Secret. And it's all about the power of positive thinking and the law of attraction. You guys, what you put out there will be returned to you. If you put goodness out there, goodness will be returned. And that's not just sending out thoughts of like rainbows and butterflies into the universe, although wouldn't that just be lovely? But if you have something specific that's going to come from a place of goodness and is going to just enhance goodness all around, if you feel joy in your heart about that thing, it will come back to you. And I think that if you read The Secret, I won't sound as hokey to you then as I might now, but honestly, through that sort of personal development, I have learned that when you feel joy, there's no room in your heart to feel anger or fear or frustration or inadequacy. When you feel joy, feel it, not just think about it, really feel it. You don't have room. There's no capacity within your heart to feel hatred. So when you're sitting down at your computer and you want to impact people's lives, I encourage you to remember that. Don't just sit down and, oh my gosh, I got to get my power hour done. I have to reach out to 5 people today. You have to, you guys, you have the opportunity to change 5 people's lives today. Reach out to them. Feel that joy in your heart and let them feel it through the words that come through the computer screen. And I swear it will make a huge difference in your business. It's made a huge difference in mine. I can tell you the days that I feel good about what I'm doing, I'm attracting that back to me. On the days that I'm just feel like I'm going through the motions, I literally will walk away from my computer. I'll put my phone down and I will do something. I will go for a walk. I'll go play with my son. I will read something uplifting because I know that I need to be in a better mindset if I'm going to make positive impact on people's lives. And visualization, you guys, there's something really to be said for that. When you take time every day to visualize what it is that you seek, right? That goes back to what we talked about in the beginning with believing in yourself, but not only believing in yourself, seeing it happen in detail and feeling those feelings. It's amazing how things actually start to trend that way because you've trained your mind. You believe it. You know it's going to happen. So as it starts to inevitably happen, it just feels normal. It feels normal because you've already lived it. So again, another quote from You Are a Badass. Our universe is abundant and everything you desire is here in this moment, waiting for you to shift your perception and your energy and receive it. Whoa, you guys, that's huge. Everything is out there. The universe is abundant. Everything that you desire is already there. What you seek is seeking you. You just have to be open enough to receive it. And so all of that is great, right? But it kind of sounds like fluff until you take action. So you need to believe but also you need to be putting in the steps that are going to make these things happen for you. So that's where my next page comes up. I encourage you guys to look at your life through the eyes of a coach. This is a big thing that I think I was pretty good at the beginning. So because I don't know, I like thinking about my life in terms of a story. And I like thinking about my life in terms of, what is it that I'm doing just normally every day on a day-to-day basis that can add value into other people's lives? I think there's always room for improvement, but I think that if you can shift from just going through the motions of life to actually stepping back and look at what you're doing. Are you cutting up vegetables and prepping them for dinner? That could be really helpful to some people. What seasoning are you using that's new? That could be really cool information to people out there. Did you find this really awesome play time or play group activity that you could do with your kids that you think other moms would like out there? That would be an awesome message to share. Are you able to go to the beach because you want to? Because you have secured this freedom for yourself? That's an awesome thing to share. I guess my point is everything that you do every day is so uniquely you that's where that authenticity comes from. That's where the opportunity to share about your life and add value naturally comes out, because as you're just going through your life, you will find that as you look at yourself, you're doing things that maybe nobody else can do or nobody else does like you. So that's where you can share it. That's an actionable thing. As I think a lot of people struggle with what to post. We say post on social media 3 to 5 times a day. Well, what do I post about? You post about you. You post about what you're doing, but always have a story with it. Always have a solution. Always have a something that people can walk away and either say, oh, well, that was a good idea, or that was hysterical, or oh my gosh, I never thought about that, or oh my gosh, all right, she's up and working out again, I better get my butt in gear and get it done. Another actionable item: talk to everyone everywhere all the time. I know that I use Facebook Messenger a lot to have a lot of my conversations. I know that other people use different platforms for social media, but don't forget, you guys, we live in a social world where people are walking around. Like, we don't just live in our little cubicles with our little computers or whatever. So when you're out and about, talk about what you do, or don't even talk about what you do as a coach. Maybe just offer up advice to somebody. Make somebody's day. Make them smile. Those are things that you can control every day. And again, if you seek to help somebody in any way, shape, or form, that goodness is going to be returned to you. So I encourage you, don't just, before I left my job, I can tell you that, people would ask me what I did. And I would always answer that I was a practice manager. I would never answer that I was a Beachbody coach. Why? I don't know, because that was the first thing that I started doing. But until I had that mentality shift of, no, I'm a coach. I help people. I love the heck out of people. I help people achieve their fitness goals. I help people who join my team achieve their finance goals. When I started talking about that and realizing that this is a lifestyle, just like working out is a lifestyle, just like eating well is a lifestyle, coaching is a lifestyle, and you can talk about it because it just is. If you live your life in accordance to trying to help other people, then you naturally will be able to spread your goodness. So that actually goes into my next point: is share your story. Share it all the time. One thing that I see a lot of coaches doing is sharing their why once. Like, getting all, jazzed up, like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make that big post. And then they make it, and it's fantastic. And then they don't talk about coaching or their story again for 6 months. You guys, your story is yours. You own that, and your story can be broken into several different pieces, and that can be a webinar in and of itself, but your story is yours, and I think that it's important to repeatedly share your story over and over. Relate different posts back to your story. I share different bits and pieces of my story in 2 to 3 posts every single week, and it's not a big, black in your face, or black and white in your face post about this is when I was 10 years old and this is where I am now. No, but I will relate different parts of my story to whatever I'm feeling and whatever message that I want to get across. So don't be afraid to do those posts more often and share your story more often. This is kind of a, again, using your head type of bullet here, but check into your coach online office every single day. This is something that I, as a business person, can't believe that people don't do. And I get it. It's easy not to do, but this business is made up of a ton of things that are easy to do, but also easy not to do. You guys, you have to check into your coach online office every day. You have to know what's going on with your Success Club points, with your volume, with your money. Did you get paid or did you not get paid and you should have? This is your business. You're sitting on $1 million business right now. Is it making $1 million? Maybe not yet. Can it be? You bet, but not until you start treating it like a business. So you have to check in to see how your inventory is doing, how your coaches are doing, how all of that is running, so that you know that that's secure and you can go about the rest of your day focusing on your heart and sharing your story and connecting with people. I would encourage you to set goals and to set non-negotiables. And those are two different things. Goals are the things that you want to achieve. The non-negotiables are the steps that you're going to take every single day to achieve those goals. And be specific. Again, it goes back to being specific and knowing exactly what it is that you want. I would say set small goals at first, or have some small goals and have that big goal sitting right over here. So you know that those small goals are going to lead you to that big goal. I'm not going to define your goal for you. Joan's not going to define your goal for you. I think that, as coaches, we can guide, but I think when it comes down to it, this is your business and you should be in charge of what it is that you want to attain. I wanted to leave my job. Not everybody has that goal. So I have to understand that when I've got a coach that doesn't have that goal, that's okay. That's not her goal, but she wants to do X, Y, and Z, and I can support her in that. Show up every single day. I had a really cool realization one day. I went for a run and I did not feel like going for a run, which is weird for me because I work out every day. Like, if you're going to ask me where I struggle, it's with nutrition, not working out. I could work out all day, every day, but I didn't want to go for a run this day. And as I'm running, I could have been focusing on how my legs felt tired, how my stomach didn't feel good. But all of a sudden I realized, like, my arms feel really darn good. Like, what's going on right now? Like, awesome, I'll take it, ride the wave. And I realized the reason that they felt good was 2 days prior, I had focused heavily on arms. And that day that I showed up, that I did not want to, I got to benefit from the hard work that I had put in 2 days prior. So that's kind of backwards thinking from what I'm used to. I'm normally that person that says, show up now, work hard, play later. But don't forget that when you show up now, you're also able to capitalize on the hard work that you put in before. So every single day, show up. Do the things that you say you're going to do, because you're going to feel better about them. And you're going to be able to not only make things easier for you down the road, but you're going to make the hard work that you put in before worth it, because you're going to be able to capitalize on it at that moment. Establish consistency. I think that any coach from anywhere, from any time, will tell you that consistency is key in this business. Set your non-negotiables and do them every day. That's what it comes down to, you guys. And it can just be 3 things. It doesn't have to be this huge, crazy power hour. It can be, no, I'm going to send my messages. I'm going to check into my challenge groups, and I am going to, fill in the blank for something that you really feel passionate about. But those 2 are mine. I'm going to do those every single day. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's where I'm staying consistent. And when you do, you'll be able to capitalize on it in the future. I think learning is another huge action item step that I give you guys kudos. You're here to learn. Like, you showed up tonight. Like, that's amazing. And I think that that's what separates a lot of coaches, is that some coaches kind of figure it out, but then they kind of drift off and they do their own thing and they go down a path and they forget to keep learning, and they'll come to a stalemate. Whereas those coaches that seek to be ever learners, I call them, they're going to continue to grow. You can't not grow if you're learning. It's just like the same mentality with personal development. But if you are putting yourself in situations to not only do your action item steps every day, but continue to learn how to do them better, you're just going to prosper from it. And lather, rinse, repeat. Do something. See how it works. If it doesn't work so well, change it. If it works great, do it again. You guys, this business can be built on trial and error. And then once you figure out what works, keep going with that thing and then just keep learning in order to enhance it. I created this slide here a while ago, but I thought it was kind of a cool way of bringing in all the, all the mind stuff and the belief stuff and the heart stuff and putting them like into a step-by-step process within our business. It all starts with personal development. So when you work on you, when you share your story, and when you look at your life through the eyes of a coach and you're able to add value from that, you can then feel confident to go out and connect with people and invite people to join you. That means you now have the opportunity to help others figure out what their story is. And that's cool, you guys. And then you get to not only add value to them, but you get to help them add value to themselves and to others. So then you add them to a challenge group, or you add them to your team, or both. And then as you are all indulging in the personal development, working on your fitness and working on your nutrition, 3 vital behaviors, you're able to kind of grow together. Everyone's healthier, happier, more tuned into themselves, and more able to, again, help others. And now the cycle can continue. So I thought this was a kind of a cool way of showing you that this business is not just X's and O's. You need to have a lot of heart in it, but you also have to be strategic with how you apply everything that you've learned and all that you've felt into the day-to-day steps that will make your business grow. So I am done. Joan, I don't know if you want to, I don't know if you guys do questions or whatever, but I'm happy to answer them. I can stop sharing my screen.
Sure, okay. Absolutely. If you want to answer questions, if anybody wants to, rather than like unmuting everybody, if you just want to type your questions in the chat, we can kind of do it that way and make it really easy. I love that graphic. That graphic is totally rad.
You can have it. Oh, good. Oh, I couldn't, good thing I couldn't see the comments before I would have died.
Ryan was like, you're going to totally throw her off with that comment.
Being unapologetic with your typo. You're precious.
So I have to share this before everybody jumps off and before Jillian jumps off. We were sitting having coffee and crying, laughing so hard at this because we were talking a little bit about Gabby. We were talking about The Secret. We were talking about, what you put out there coming back towards you and focusing on the positive and all that stuff. And she told me that, when she read The Secret, it says, if you don't believe me, go ahead and try it. So she was like, okay, I'm going to get real specific about this, and I'm going to find, $50 in the next few days. And so she's sitting there chopping vegetables, and her husband goes into the other room to, clean up. And all of a sudden she hears from the other room. Go ahead, Jillian.
Hey, honey, was this $50 from Cameron's birthday party? I'm not kidding. I made a video about it, you guys. You can go check out my YouTube page. I make the same facial expression every time. I was like, are you flipping kidding me that just happened?
To which she was like, repeat. And he's
I was like, what?
And so she was laughing because she was like, oh my God, well, I didn't specify and say it had to be like a new $50. And I was just saying how, Gabby Bernstein said that she was in the city and she asked for a sign and she was very specific about what she wanted to see. She wanted to see an owl. And she's driving in the city, of course, in New York. And where the hell are you going to see an owl in New York? And her cab pulls up behind this truck, like a random truck that was driving in the city that has an owl decal on the back with its wings completely spread out across the window. And she was like, okay.
Yeah, so the universe is funny. Like, the universe has a sense of humor. That's why you have to be specific.
And it's clever because I was like, I'm going to see a turtle after I heard, what Gabby had said. And we drove up to Sugarloaf, which is a ski mountain in Maine. And so I'm like, where the hell am I going to see a turtle in the middle of the winter on a ski mountain? But I want a turtle. And I go to help my friend's son put on his neck up, and I look at the tag, and there's a turtle on the tag for turtle fur. And I was like, okay, well, that's clever. So we were laughing about this. And then we were talking about how, we have some negativity in our lives. We know some people who are negative. They may be related to us. And, and so, she just mentioned that she was sitting at dinner with her sister, or lunch with her sister, and her sister, one of her biggest lines is, life is hard. And moments after the actual words "life is hard" comes out of her mouth, she goes like this and knocks an entire thing of coleslaw upside down, and it lands on her foot.
It happened.
So we were just saying, you know, she gets $50, she gets coleslaw on her foot.
And oh my God, do I love my sister. But yeah, one of her lines is life is hard. And I'm like, dude, you're going to get coleslaw on your foot if you keep saying life is hard. So, God bless her.
Brian looked it up and it's a thing. You can actually go look up hashtag coleslaw foot. Apparently this happens a lot to people.
I know. I don't understand that. That's just crazy.
Coleslaw all over the place. All right. So we just thought that was really funny. It is really important. Oh, yes. Heather, that has been me and my jam lately. I'm like, it's been so easy and I just keep saying that, and then it's like so easy to park. I'm like, look, bam, front row. Like every time.
Literally pull up the spaces and cars are moving out of Joan's way. I'm like, how did you plan?
Every time.
Everybody just moves out of my way. I totally manifest that. I also manifest nobody sitting next to me on airplanes. I do that all the time.
I like that one.
I must be living right. That's true. All right. So thank you so much, Jillian. As you can tell, she's just so fun to have around, and she's happy and positive and just brings more happy and positive. And we love that. And we really appreciate you taking the time and sharing with us all tonight. And I will go ahead and post this recording on my YouTube page, but then again, I'll go ahead and share it in the team page. And actually, I can go ahead and share it on Team Pan too, if y'all would like. So, all right. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Good night.